a picture to arrive. Still waiting for a picture. Wait, here it comes. All right, we have a picture.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning, friends. Bethany has joined us this morning. And Strict Figures is here.
Hello, Strict Figures.
Totoro says hi, and Samurai says hi.
Hello.
How are you guys this morning? SLC Cosplay Mom is back.
Welcome.
Brandy B is here. Okay, I should put
Brandy
the glasses
B.
on. Matilda says hi, and Misha says hello. And Selma says hi.
Hello.
How's everybody doing today? All right, let me get situated here.
All right, and I'm changing up her arm here.
What day are we in? We are Wednesday, March 6th. Good grief. Okay. Let's see. Gail is here.
Hi, Gail.
Wants to know how we're doing today.
We're doing okay, thank you.
We are all right. Yeah.
I'm doing a lot more hands than I ever want to, but hey. It's all good.
A couple of people are like, I finally caught the live.
Welcome.
You guys are funny. Hope everyone is having a good Wednesday so far, wherever you are in the world. And Tommy's here. Happy Wednesday. Cool but sunny. The inking looks absolutely fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so this goblin girl, I had her eyes much bigger and it looked too cartoonish, so I kind of scaled it down a little bit. But even so, I still feel like it's a little too cartoonish. But goblins' heads are supposedly really big, compared to their body, at least from what I read. And so I was trying to make them authentic, but I kind of like the hair. This is a genasi. They're kind of like elementals. I kind of like that. I thought his hair would be kind of defying gravity.
Okay.
And then this is a little kobold.
A what?
A kobold. They're like little lizard people.
Lizard people. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is all the fun stuff,
Let's see. The drawing looks amazing. The inks are so clean and smooth. Froggo, the tea of the day is the Harrods Knightsbridge blend this morning because we needed it. There's not 1 cup, but 2 of that today. Feliza says, hi, Scott and Donna. I'm watching this while doing a 100 heads challenge.
Oh, nice.
I want to know if that helps people. I know a lot of you have talked about that, but I want to know if it's helpful for everybody. Because we always hear people are doing it, but do you seem to be growing? Do you seem to be really enjoying it? Tell us a story. Selma says, it can't be just me who thinks this year is going by so quickly.
Yeah, it just keeps keeps getting worse.
Well, that's uplifting for a Wednesday, honey.
The speed at which time is going is what I meant.
Thank you for clarifying. Good afternoon from Jerusalem. We hope you are doing all right over there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Caroline says good morning. We are doing the guild again today.
Yeah, I will keep doing this so long as you guys are okay with it. If at some point you're saying, Scott, please no more guild, then I will stop. But, I mean, I'll obviously keep working on it on my own, but...
Was this D&D based?
It's yes, it wasn't intended to be, but I thought, you know what? Rather than trying to come up with just a bunch of different looking characters, I would... I reached out to my friend Charlotte, who is pretty knowledgeable in D&D, and I asked her if she could give me some just some popular classes and races and whatever. And so she sent me some stuff, and I've been kind of referring to the D&D class system, so that way at least it will hopefully be familiar to a lot of people.
Who's the girl in what looks to be a wheelchair?
I haven't named any of them yet, but right now, just like a human, she's got books, so maybe a mage.
Alba was doing art therapy in class with my teacher.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see. I think the big eyes are quite fitting, says Dee Dee. Oh, Miss Love just hurt their finger and almost broke it and can't draw. I'm sorry.
No.
Mocha Rain loves how everything is coming together. Nehru says good morning.
Good morning.
Strict Figure says sometimes challenges are helpful, but if we put too much pressure on ourselves, the art process suffers.
Yeah.
How did you erase the ink by the wheel when you changed it from earlier?
I didn't.
You cheated.
I didn't cheat. I drew on another piece of watercolor paper. I cut it out and I glued it down. This is actually glued down.
All right, we are pouring the next cup of tea out of a little tea flask. Yes, there are such things as a tea flask. Let's see. Oh, Lilac Froggo says, I wish everyone here a happy day.
Happy day, Lilac Froggo.
Steph Nerd is here. Sir Roach is in the chat. Felicia says, at least the challenge gets me to actually pick up a pencil. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That is very good. Hey, I just finished a really, really great book last night, and it was called The Midnight Library. I think you pronounce the author's, his last name is Haig. It's Matt Haig, I think is how you pronounce it. It was really good. And I know I'm late to the party on this one because it came out in 2020, but yeah, it was really good. Definitely worth the read. Ashley says, hi, Scott and Donna. Did you hear Colin Firth's wet shirt from Pride and Prejudice sold at auction for 25,000 pounds? Obviously, it's dry now. I could see that happening.
That's
100%. 100%. Oh, yeah. It's amazing how much detail one can make with ink.
Well, it's amazing when you decide to just take your time and be patient. I never was as an artist. And learning to just not move on to the next character or the next painting, and to just take my time and enjoy the moments and just enjoy the process of making art has been really good. And I'm happy with the results.
Let's see. So you talked about the gal with the big giant ears.
Yeah.
She's a what again? Or they're a what again?
A goblin.
A goblin. Thank you. Okay. I'm never going to be able to keep all these straight. Not going to happen. One Up Girl says good morning.
Good morning.
And we're going to say hi back to Rachel. Let's see. Tammy says, good morning. This drawing turned out beautifully.
Oh, thank you.
Froggo says, Scott, do you think that as you paint it, the characters will look like they are melding into one another? I have that problem when I paint lots of little things near each other.
Yeah, it happens. I was showing this to my mom yesterday, and she couldn't tell where this person stopped and this person started. So I sharpened, or I made the outline a bit thicker. But sometimes adding a little thicker outline is good, which is why I like doing more of this kind of style, where it's a little bit more comic booky than it is realistic. Because I can be more graphical, I can add an outline, and I like that.
Good to know. What's your favorite thing to draw?
Hair.
Let's see. Anne Marie's here and says, good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Bethany says, I have unofficially named the girl in the wheelchair Lady Catherine. She reminds me of Katiosaurus.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see. Just for the record, Lady Catherine is Mr. Darcy's aunt in Pride and Prejudice. You know, for those of you who may not know. Just thought we'd throw that out there. Mouse says, hey, Scott, I just won an art competition by learning and observing your art. You're kind of my hero now.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
That's pretty awesome.
And I am very honored.
Let's see. Caroline Dalton Art says, I'm in a coffee shop and wanting to draw, but I'm shy about my art. How do you get comfortable with drawing in public?
Oh, a lot of it is just learning to be comfortable with who you are, drowning out the world around you with, I use
Headphones.
noise canceling headphones, things like that. It's more personal than a technique. You have to not look to see if people are looking at you. You have to not look to see if someone is watching what you're drawing or worrying what other people think. I know it's hard and it doesn't come naturally, but we have to, for your own sake, you have to teach yourself that. I wish there was like I said, just do this and everything just it's not. It's more of a teaching yourself to be confident. Even when you're not. You just go, It's like when in my last video I talked about how I cut the board and the knife went off to the side. And it's just, it's learning to just go, it's okay. Mistakes happen. It's okay. Like my lines are wonky. My, like even this hilt is not perfect. It's kind of off a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and obsess and go, gosh, this thing is just not right. And everybody's watching and it's breathe. I'm just making art. I'm not doing open heart surgery. No one's going to die. I feel like her head's a little too big compared to everybody else's heads. Okay, it is what it is. I'm just making a piece of art and learning to be okay with who you are as a person and as an artist and being okay with your art and knowing that not every line is going to be perfect. Not every shape is going to be perfect. Once you start being okay with who you are and how your art is, where your art is on its journey, you'll stop worrying about what people think while you're out sketching. Hopefully. That's the plan.
Velocichenga says, I have just started with a new disability support provider and they have art group 2 times a week. I am happy to be in a group environment nowadays.
That's fantastic.
Dark Snowfication Midnight Library is a big favorite of mine. Yeah. I was really surprised at how good it was.
I thought it was a great concept. Donna was telling me about it.
Yeah, it was really, really well done. And it's hard to find, at least let me put this in my opinion, contemporary authors where the writing just captivates me. Peng Shepherd did that in The Cartographers. The writing just captivated me. And wow, that is a very large blow up of your arm.
Sorry, I was just moving things.
Yeah. But yeah. Let's see. Yes, our mods are very active in our chat. They are our friends. Is there... Gosh darn it. Jumped again. How are you so confident with your brush strokes?
I'm
That's
not.
Brownies.
I'm not. If you heard just what I was talking about, a minute ago, I've learned to not worry about things I can't control. That's all it is going. If you saw, I went live with my friend Kim Diaz home, and here I'll get it.
Yeah, there really isn't a way for us to answer all of the questions. That's why the mods help us out. And if they answer, just know that they know the answers we would give.
I painted Kiefer Sutherland as David from The Lost Boys, and one eye's looking this way and one eye's looking that way, and this just I'm not gonna stop and throw it away. I go, okay, it's not that I could. Next time I draw him, I will do better, but stuff happens. Line work, the paint splotch or whatever it is. And so learning to just be okay with the mistakes. And that's why I try to show you all of the mistakes. I mean, the wheelchair here, I didn't like it. I had to, draw another one and tape it on. The eyes here I didn't like. So you're going to see there are some mistakes where I just go, it's okay. And then other mistakes where I go, okay, I know how to fix it.
Yep.
And but my line work is a lot more confident than it used to be because I've learned to let the little stuff go and know that I could fix the big mistakes.
Okay, Bri asks, is there any way you could do a live starting around 10 next Friday so I can watch during art club?
Oh gosh.
You're so funny.
Well, we'll be. I
We'll
mean, you
still
can
be
watch a
live.
half an hour of it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just easier for me because I've still got to every day.
Yeah, we have a
I
whole
do
day
this,
of work.
and then I've got work to do and everything else. So it's
Yep.
just it works better for me. But
Yeah. But we will still be live at 10 a.m. Ellen is here.
hello, Ellen.
Good morning, friend. Do you have any advice for comic artists? This is Shrickus. I've been working on a cyberpunk superhero comic lately, and I'm looking for any advice I can get. Ha ha.
Yeah, I would say make your comic book because that is the best practice, and it's also the thing that is going to attract publishers and editors to see that you are capable of following through with a complete book. Because it's one thing to see someone's portfolio and say, oh yeah, that person could really do a good page, but they don't know if you're capable of doing a whole book. So
A cohesive
finish that.
story.
Yeah, finish that story. Keep doing it. Use reference as needed. Don't be afraid of referencing stuff, and just have fun. But practice. If practice is making a book, then make the book.
Benny says hi.
Hi, Benny.
How you doing, Benny? Ryan says, my middle child is the oddest of ducks. He likes to watch his iPad while lying down on the kitchen floor with his head in the corner cupboard. He does it at his grandparents' house, too. Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Yeah, it's all good. Our boys have done some strange things as well.
So I'm trying to think. So this is a tabaxi, which is like a cat person. And I'm trying to find...
How do you remember all
I
of
wrote
these?
it down.
Oh, you're cheating. You have
Yeah,
cheats.
I wrote it down.
I'm like, it's like the fifth name you've come up with. And we've been here like 19 minutes and I'm going, there is no way he's remembering all of these. Your memory is not that good.
No.
You're cheating. Got it. He's got all these Post-its. He's pointing at all these Post-its on the art table.
See, I wrote it down.
That's how you figured it out.
So I'm just trying to think if I should give them like some really cool hair, or should I just the fact that they have like a tiger's head is cool enough. Some braids or
If
something.
you gave
or
them
some,
hair, long hair, they would look more like a lion than a tiger.
yeah,
So be careful what you do when you give them hair.
I can give them a little hat.
Could have a little tuft or something like that. Felicia says, I like how you draw scaly creatures.
Oh, thank you.
This person asks how you create your own characters.
If I have an idea in my head, like, see this little kobold? That's the photo reference. So I'll find something that kind of works. I'm going to have to change their legs because their feet, kind of are like, I'm trying to think of, well, they're like more, here, I actually found a picture of someone's kobold.
Oh,
So
they're
they're
like
kind of like
claws.
that. Yeah. So, but like there's the leg is bent backwards like a horse's kind of thing, or whatever. I don't know, birds or something.
Actually, that looks like a dragon, like from the dragons. That looks like a dragon from WoW.
Yeah, yeah. That they're
That's how
like
they
little, they're
stand.
like little lizard people.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, I will have an idea for a character, and then I will find photo reference that inspires me or takes me down a different path or whatever. And but for me, it's like if for these all of these characters, I got photo reference, and then I said this one's going to be a Therian or a werewolf. This one's going to be half was a hobgoblin. This one's going to be So that's what I'm doing. Like right now, I'm just deciding: do I give this person a hat? There's a trying to think of. There's a
Aw, it's blower season. The neighbors or one of the gardeners is using a blower outside. You can hear it. So, Tracy KD is here.
Hi, Tracy.
Have you ever tried to draw Greek gods?
I don't think so.
I think that's one thing you haven't drawn. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I should give him like a little hat like that.
On the tiger thing, the cat thing.
Yeah, or would like a funny kind of like a hat that kind of goes like that look cool? Or I don't know. I just leave him hatless.
I'm just gonna leave that one alone. I think if you're gonna do anything, he needs to look tough because he's like a cat thing, cat whatever I don't know, cat person, whatever it is. He doesn't need a hat. Give him like an earring or something. He doesn't need a hat. I don't even know who you are anymore. Okay. Have you ever added words to your art? If not, will you? I do this a lot, but I sometimes think it ruins it. Do you know what to do?
I did in my
Travel journal.
my travel journal. I did a self portrait. I mean I like actually in my art, like little thoughts in my head kind of thing. But yeah, I do in my travel journal. I just put words in like little boxes. You can always do it as more of a journal or comic book kind of thing.
Tracing is not cheating, by the way. There's a comment in here about that. So
there's literally no such thing as cheating in art. There's a whole video on it, people.
A whole video on it. There is no cheating. Let's see. Hat with a feather on the cat creature like Robin Hood, says Hitomi. Let's see. Love the random Post-its. The amount of Post-its scattered on my drafting table is amusing, especially with the stupid stuff written on them or the stuff I only get until you lose the pile of Post-its. I recommend a notebook, not Post-its, but that's just me.
Post-its are great.
Bethany says, look, I am not dissing the Post-its. You know I love me some Post-its. However, when someone loses a stack of Post-its and then questions the other person as to where they may be, you might want to get a notebook. All these suggestions for authors. Thank you, everybody. This is great. Gosh, so many suggestions. Let's see. What kind of pen do you recommend for someone who wants to start inking their drawings?
Well, I like the zebra brush pen. That's the one that I use. And it's cheap. It's $2.60. And they're waterproof.
Did you watch the Dune movie?
I saw the first one. It was okay. I haven't seen the second one. I mean, when it's free, I'll watch it.
Let's see. How many characters will we ink/paint today? We're not painting.
Yeah.
There's no painting going to happen today.
Yeah, just probably two. I mean, and a half because I kind of worked on this one a little bit, but I'll do the Cobalt and the Tabaxi. Tabaxi.
I don't know. Pranav wants to know why you ink the hair before painting it.
I like having some sort of boundaries, some sort of it's like I'm creating my own like little coloring page.
Scott, if I want to draw my own quirky character, is anatomy super important, or is it okay to kind of get the proportions wrong to add character?
There are no rights and wrongs, so you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to do something absolutely crazy and what, please do it. The only thing that happens is a lot of people then say, I don't like this, what's wrong with it? So long as you're okay with it, as long as you're having fun, I say keep doing it.
This person had a comment about Ryan's son with his head in the cabinet. You guys are, the longer we're doing this, the more interesting it is to me that people, he writes, he might like the sound reverberation of the cupboard, the dark to make the light pop, and the background sense of being with the family in the most popular room of the house. I never would have thought about that. And I think it's so cool that we have all these people here and that popped out to somebody and they got to share it with everybody.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, sometimes you guys amaze me. Like, it's just, I would never have come up with that. I think it's so cool. Anyway, so thanks for posting that. That was pretty cool. Gail said that Kiefer's eyes were like that in the movie, so you're okay.
I don't know if he had weird eyes like that, but thank you.
He had funky contacts when he got all like crazed and everything.
Not crazed, vampire form.
Mm-hmm. Should I trust my sudden interest? Well, he was cute whether he was a vampire or not. He had awesome hair back then. Should I trust my sudden interest in making comics as a career despite it emerging only 3 days ago? My brain is motivating me, suggesting I could be like Stan Lee. That's Tazin.
I would say pursue everything that makes you happy. Better to try it now.
Oh God, please try it now.
And just see. And if you truly love it, you'll keep going. If you don't, then you won't. Don't feel bad about it. There are things like I took guitar lessons, I took piano lessons. I just didn't really have an affinity for it. It just didn't click with me. You should be trying everything.
And I will go so far as to say that the only way you're going to know what you like is by trying. It's the only way. And don't be afraid to try because you think you're going to stink at something. My God, let me tell you, if I could go back and do some things differently, I would try more things. Don't be afraid to try. You don't want to regret that. Dragisa, you need to draw a red panda. Letter Lady Z says, good morning. It's looking great.
Thank you. And good morning.
Is Scott going to draw a character with a bow? Bows are awesome. I'm assuming they don't mean the kind that go in your hair.
I have one with an arrow. I don't think I have any holding a bow, though I could try to. I'm really not doing too many weapons, surprisingly. I've got a sword, an arrow, a pike, a staff, an axe, a sword, little sword here. But like I'm not having like everybody holding a weapon, but I can try to.
Tell everybody what piece you're working on.
This one is called The Guild. There are 2 videos so far on it. If you haven't seen them, it's most likely because you are not looking at my videos. I am now doing videos only. I'm not doing shorts.
Yep. How do you learn brush painting?
I I would think just by doing it, but there might be people out there who can walk you through that. There might be some YouTube channel stuff. If you're talking about like just using a paintbrush, I just bought a cheap one and some watercolors and then just practiced and learned. It's really not that difficult. You just need to do it.
Okay. Let's blow through some questions. No, Scott is not making shorts anymore. He is making long form videos. I don't think a character with a hijab would work with this for D&D, but I'm not sure.
Well,
that was a
there
suggestion.
is one right here.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
There are 2 Middle Eastern characters in this one. There's an Asian one. So I'm trying to get as much representation as possible.
Dee Dee says we are here for the long form. Yes, that is why you have not seen shorts.
Yeah, if you all I'm doing is instead of 1 minute really fast paced videos, I'm doing 3 to 5 minute videos, and it lets me talk a little more, lets me be a little bit more interactive. I can post links. If people need to, hey, do you have a video about this? I can do that. I couldn't do that on the shorts. And most importantly, videos pay and shorts don't. So if you guys want me to keep doing this, I need to make it.
We need to make some money.
Yeah.
And we don't want to charge people for.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I just don't.
So we'd rather get the advertising.
Yeah.
Tracy says the time you spent creating or learning is worth it, even if you quit. That is true.
Yeah.
100%. Let's see. I will always tell you to draw a red panda. Okay, as far as the person who asked, and I can't find it again, it disappeared. There is a video on how Scott made the Hobbit hole. That's still up, correct?
Yeah. All of the shorts are still up.
Okay, so that's up there and that's pinned, and you can see how he turned our basement into a Hobbit hole. But so that's out there, but you do you, whatever you really want to do and what you think is cool for yourself. There is a Moana 2 coming out. We know about that. There's also supposed to be a live action as well. Do you prefer pencils for sketching or Technic pen? I don't know what that means.
I don't use Technic pens. I actually like sketching with colored pencils or watercolor pencils.
Do you sometimes feel like you're trapped with reference and can't draw without them?
Yeah, 100%. I have drawn without reference. I did October and the Octobear series. I've done the Ink Monsters with my friend Kim Diaz Home. I have done stuff like that. It's just, I think I know my work is better when I have reference. So I can draw from my imagination. I just don't like it as much. And for me, it's you only got so much time in your life, and I don't want to waste it making mediocre art for the sake of saying that I did it out of my head. There's no benefit to it. I would rather use photo reference and make art that I'm really proud of.
Talk about there's just so many questions about okay, so let me go with this. for all of the art supplies that Scott uses, there's a resources page on the website, and you'll be able to find all of the things that he's using on that resources page. So the paper that you used for this is the Arches 600-pound, really expensive 600 GSM paper.
Yeah.
Right now you're using a micron pen, the little teeny one that you can barely see the tip on.
Yes.
That is a what?
Before that I was micron pen.
No, it's a 005.
5, yeah.
Thank you.
And then before that I was using my zebra brush pen.
Okay. All of which we get from jetpens.com. That's where we get the pens. You can also find those in an art store. There's so many questions about resources. I just think it's going to be easier for you guys if you want to go over to the resources page and check out all of that stuff. Now, we don't know all of the supplies that everybody has available in their specific country. And Bethany, thank you for putting the supply list in there. I appreciate that. So if you can find something that is similar to what Scott uses, you can, hopefully that will help you at least do that if you can't find the exact same thing. Do you use a normal eraser for erasing lines completely, a kneaded eraser to not remove the lines completely so you can still see your sketches and guides?
I use a kneaded eraser to get rid of the lines completely and not lift up the pen. I will use like a magic eraser whenever I need to like completely obliterate a pencil line, but that will lift up the pens.
Let's see. Painting all those small parts is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Do you play D&D?
No, I haven't played since I was in junior high, which was 1981, I think.
Have you gotten a chance to watch the new live action Avatar: The Last Airbender? If so, what do you think about it?
No, I have no real interest in it. The animated series was perfect. And so I just haven't really...
Which is unusual for you because usually you're interested in, you're like, oh, well, let's see what it's like. That's always what you say.
That's mostly boredom than it is anything else. But yeah. Like, well, there's nothing else to watch. Let's see what it's like. It's like what we did with that Marvels thing.
Yeah, that I did not. We didn't even finish that. I did not like that.
All right, time for the little cobalt. Can you guys see it? Should I raise it up a little bit?
Yeah, that would be good. Thank you. Maybe, can you move it a little bit towards me? Might be easier to see because he looks really... There you go. That would be great if that's okay with you. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Zahi World says, as a young Muslim, Southeast Asian, I'm really happy to see more positive Muslim representation in the media. Have you drawn Egyptian gods like Anubis, Amun, or Osiris?
I have not.
Mm-hmm. What magical power would you like to have? Magic from a wizard, control plants from druids, summon the dead from necromancers, etc.
I genuinely think that if I it really just depends on how powerful of a choice I am allowed to have. Like, can I have something like Scarlet Witch where she can just basically control reality? That would be great. It really just depends on the limitations you give me.
Hold on a second. Why do you want to control reality?
You control the reality. You can be anything. I could have Wolverine's powers. I could have Superman's powers. I could have anything I could think of. I could do. I could turn back time. I could travel to different dimensions. That kind of, basically godlike power,
Could you get rid of some wrinkles that I have over here? That would be really good. I'd appreciate that. There are 37 characters in this painting. Phoenix Crossbow says, long-time listener, first-time caller, great inks over here.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a favorite skin color to paint? Alabaster, like your lovely wife.
No, I don't think I do. I mean, Caucasian is the easiest. I think I do have a lot of fun with darker skins. But I mean, I also like painting people with blue skin and pink skin and, stuff like that. So
Green skin.
I don't think it's really.
Let's see. Cremito says, the other day I decided to show my school's art teacher my art. There are tons of rumors about how scary and strict he is, so I was a bit terrified. I showed him and he was so supportive and kind.
That's wonderful.
So happy to hear that because, boy,
That
have
makes
we...
such a difference.
Yeah, we have heard a lot of opposites.
Yeah.
So we're happy to hear that he was very supportive. Has Scott ever made an animation film? Already starting an animation short film called Saria Hive, which has xenomorphs, dinosaurs, and maybe predators. Still deciding. That's Glowbeam.
Great. That's great. I did. I've worked on a bunch, and I did make my own animated film. It's called Animal Crackers, and you can see it on Netflix.
Selma says, I've been loving all your longer videos lately. The only downside is we have such different times that they often premiere in the middle of the night.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry about that. How do you get over the feeling when you love art, but it feels like you just want to critique?
Critique your own work, or you just want to critique other people's work?
Yeah, they weren't specific. How about don't critique anybody else's work? Let's see. No way I actually made it before the lives are over. Aeroset says, hey, Scott, just dropping in to say a big thanks on your video on hot versus cold press paper. I have not seen a video like yours done, and I super appreciate seeing someone else prefer the hot press.
Oh, fantastic. You're welcome.
Let's see. Irie says, hello, I've been watching your live streams here and there while I draw. The lives keep me company.
Oh, thank you.
We have Santa in the chat this morning.
Santa.
And Santa says, the guild continues.
The
Good
guild
morning,
continues.
everyone. It does indeed.
We hope you are well, my friend.
Yeah, how are you, Santa? We missed your live yesterday, but I'm sure you had a lot going on in the workshop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bethany, thanks for that. Bethany says, for everyone that's been asking, I have added a lot of new stuff to Scott's website this week. 3 new originals in the store, the coloring pages, and Donna's scone recipe.
That's right.
Yep. All of those are up on the website. And we're not going to tell you
time,
what page
Bethany.
they're on. So, give about time, please. Yeah. Okay. What is your number one tip for drawing diverse body types, i.e. plus-sized, short, and lanky?
Photo reference. That's literally the best thing you can do is find reference, find diverse reference.
Did you put the halfling paper test drawing on the website to
Yeah.
sell? Okay. Yeah. So that's up there. Let's see. Thanks for the help with my Albrecht Dürer pencils. The drawing came out better than expected.
Oh, that's great.
Mikey. If I butchered your name, I apologize profusely. Love the person in the wheelchair. That's Haven Parks.
Oh,
Hello
thank
from
you.
South Africa.
Hello.
If you fidget with your kneaded eraser, does it become less good at erasing?
No, it keeps it nice and soft.
Does it not get the oils from your fingers on it?
I think it does, yeah.
And does that not affect the erasing quality?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not that I know of, no.
Good to know. Okay, Globine wants to know what your favorite xenomorph type is, like the Crusher, Charger, the Runner, Prowler, the basic xenomorph, or the Queen, even the pathogen Queen from Aliens. I don't even know what they're asking.
Genuinely do not really follow xenomorphs other than the Alien movies. I I don't have a particular type. Sorry.
Bethany replies, funny how quickly things go on the website once someone sends them to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have sworn they were just sitting there in your inbox for weeks.
Oh, we all know that's not true. Mm-mm. Bethany says, yes, they absorb oils. Yes, it can affect how they erase. There you go. Juby406 says, I originally thought the guild was going to be the drawing different members of Felicia Day's web series, The Guild. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Oh,
Yeah, people have mentioned that. No, I haven't seen it, but I'll definitely take a look.
Selma says, now Bethany and Scott have given me different answers. Who should I trust? I'm going to go with try it yourself.
Yeah,
And don't use good
definitely. Bethany's more of a know-it-all than I am, so I would trust her on that.
She also cleans her brushes. So
Yeah.
Donna, how do you feel about the 8th of March, Women's Day? Well, it's about darn time. I am doing a video for Women's History Month every day. I am doing, 5 days a week. I'm doing videos on Women's History Month, and I've had a couple of really good ones so far. So, yeah, I think we need more women everywhere in all the important places, making all the important decisions. Representation is important for everyone. Santa says, celebrate the wrinkles. They show time and experience. Far too many never even see an age with wrinkles. I love my wrinkles. Amen, Santa. Amen. You know, that honestly, that book I read last night was totally that. Yeah, it was just, yeah, it was great. What is the figure in the back with the tall hair that is shaved on the sides? It looks so cool.
That is an air genasi. They're kind of like air elementals, though. They might have some kind of like be closer to genies or something.
Felicia says, I find it hard to enjoy live action adaptations from animation. I hope filmmakers don't feel the need to do it anymore.
I don't think any filmmaker felt the need to do it. That was purely
Monetary.
No, it was purely a management CEO decision, which are never how you want movies to be made. You never want.
I love how you say that, knowing full well in Hollywood that's how it works.
That's what I'm saying. But you never want to let CEOs or managers or any executive make a decision on what movies to make. It's ridiculous. They have literally no talent. They have no eye for good stories. It's all purely nepotism and everything. It's like it's stupid. You want filmmakers to make films, just like you want artists to make art and musicians to make music. You don't want to let hedge fund babies make them.
And yet here we are. How many days do you think this painting will take?
Well, I've been doing 2 a day. So that would be, we'll say around 16, 17 days. Because I'm sometimes if it's just like a head, I could do more. And then I've got to do the background. So figure 20 days to get all of the inking done. Then I'll scan that in. And then the coloring should go fairly quickly. So long as I don't have the same issues that I had with the dragon. If it's all watercolors, it goes very, very quickly. It's easier to do the watercolors than it is the inking. And definitely easier than the penciling.
Will you do the background first and then color?
Yeah, I'll probably do the background first.
Okay. Have you ever tried to use a reference to draw something completely different, like using a photo of an inanimate object to create a unique character's silhouette or an innovative new technology?
Probably. Can't recall when or how, but yeah, probably.
Let's see. Hi, I'm Sasha, and I wanted to ask you that whenever I try to draw something new, I just give up very easily. So what should I do? Don't give up.
Are you drawing it out of your head, or are you drawing something that you see? I know a lot of young artists will try to draw something out of their head and then they get upset because it doesn't look good. And if you notice that all of these are using photo reference, I'm using photos, even though I know what a tiger looks like, I know what a person looks like. I could do it out of my head, but it's looks so much better when I draw it from a photo reference. And so I just think maybe you just need to look at having some photo reference or something like that. Draw what you see instead.
Let's see.
All right. I am going to redraw this person's or the kobold's feet.
Okay. Yes, March is Women's History Month. Okay, I think they're asking, is gouache watercolor just opaque?
Yes.
Is it fun? And Hemi gouache is a great brand of gouache.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the Hemi gouache is really, I was surprised. It was not, I didn't like the little packets, but I mean, just for how cheap it was a good deal. So this is going to go like this.
Yeah, for Bethany's correct. For a lot of you, if you don't have a printer, you could just go to like a FedEx place and they could print it out for you if you don't have a printer. I mean, they'll charge you maybe like 10 cents or 15 cents a page. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that expensive if you want the printouts of that. Let's see. Oh, capybaras are cute too. You could definitely draw a capybara.
So should I give him give our little kobold a tail?
I have no idea. Do they have tails?
Well, in this photo it does.
You've got a lot of people that have two-handed weapons. And you've got him with a two-handed weapon.
No, he's just holding the blade part in his hands. Okay. In her hands, I think. I don't know. Their hands. No, the only ones with a two-handed weapon is really the dwarf.
The other one looks like he's holding a two-handed... Oh, that is a sword. Okay. No, the one behind with the wolf head, that's a two-handed one. That's a staff.
No, it's got a shield in the other hand.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It looks two-handed to me. It looks like
it does.
It's holding it up too high.
Yeah, but it's
okay.
Shield, staff and shield kind of.
Okay. Well, from first appearances, I'm saying it looks two-handed.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Does the ink become wet when you use watercolor?
No, it's waterproof. It's waterproof. So, question. In the photo reference, the person was sitting, so I was gonna like put like a little stool right here, or a little stump or something, or I think this like a little something just makes more sense.
Or an upside down bucket.
Yeah, these creatures are only like maybe 3 feet tall, so a bucket. I think just.
That makes them short, so they need something shorter to sit on.
Yeah.
Have you ever made something out of clay?
Yeah, but just playing around, nothing serious.
Kobolds do have tails, long, pointy, lizard-like tails.
Yeah, okay.
Is what we are being told. Oh, Gamer Jewel says, hit up your local library if you have something like that available, especially in the U.S. for printouts. Fantastic. Thank you. Oh, Anira says, just bought the Halfling original.
Oh,
that's so
thank
cute.
You.
Diana says, hi, Scott. How do you come up with ideas? I feel like I'm burning out while drawing because I only doodle the same thing.
Honestly, I think what might be happening is you're drawing out of your head, and you need to get out there and draw things from life. Draw the world around you. that will 100% give you ideas. It'll inspire you. Draw art from other people. Um, get out into the world and enjoy it. Draw it.
Go to a park, go to a museum,
Yeah.
go, draw everything. Draw while you're sitting in a restaurant. Zero says, I actually don't hate live action remakes of animation. My problem with it is that it is never the same or changes vastly from the original source.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to change the story adaptations. Let's see. Yes, there is a wheelchair in the painting.
Yeah. I don't know what to put under there.
Thoughts, people?
I mean, just a box seems kind of mundane.
Colleen says, been thoroughly enjoyed your daily videos. Though you say you were not a teacher, I am learning something every time I watch from you, young whippersnapper.
Thank you, Colleen.
Oh, Colleen, you're so funny. Frago says, hey, Scott, I've been looking into careers again, a dangerous thing, and have been pondering pediatric nursing.
Wow.
I've been trying to figure out how I can squeeze art into that, though. Any thoughts?
I mean, I would think a lot of being a pediatric nurse would be dealing with children, and they love to draw, they love to color, they love to, and there's a lot of that could be part of the therapy. That's my thoughts. But there's also, you could do a children's book about about things like that. You could do, anything that's educational. You could do. There's so much stuff. There's medical books and whatnot.
Bethany and a couple of other people have said, do things on your breaks. Pediatric nurses usually work 4 10-hour days, and they have 3 days off, so it gives them lots of time to create. Talisha has a friend who hasn't been treating them very well. She was their best friend for so long. I would stop being friends with her, but she's my only person in my first period and after school. What should I do? And a lot of people are saying she doesn't need to be your friend anymore.
Yeah, you can't keep people in your life who are hurting you, who are toxic to you. It does no good. But I would say this. Explain it. Don't just abandon them. Explain why you're leaving. Explain what you need out of the relationship. So, I don't like being treated like this. I want a friend who does X. I want this, 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 and this. If you don't feel that you can do these things, if you don't feel like you could fit that, then we don't need to be friends. I don't hate you. I need a friend who X, whatever that might be. And I think that is the best thing you could do. So that way, at least they have a chance to change, maybe grow and become a better person if they truly care about you. If they're not willing to do those things, they don't care about you. They're not your friends. A friend would be willing to say, when they find out that what they're doing is hurting their friend, they would be willing to change. That's it.
But also, too, I'm going to give you a little bit different viewpoint. Maybe your friend's going through some things in their life that they don't necessarily or can't necessarily talk to you about.
Yeah.
They
might be having troubles at home.
They might be.
Parents are getting a divorce or something like that.
Exactly. A lot of different things could be going on. And I think, you should definitely, like Scott said, talk to them first and say, hey, I'm feeling like this. What's going on? And then if they dismiss you or, just say, look, I can't have our friendship be like this, but at least communicate first.
All right, they're sitting on a little box. It's Very mundane, is very boring, but they're doing it.
Battlebrook says, good morning, Scott and Donna. Celebrated my birthday yesterday. I turned 30.
Congratulations, happy birthday.
They had a ton of fun going out to dinner with friends. Good for you, baby. I'm old enough to be your mother. Babies, all of you, babies. I remember 30. Remember 30?
Yeah.
So exciting. Let's see. Oh boy, I don't know if you've gotten this far yet, but what color will you paint the background?
It'll be mostly browns and golds, reds. It'll be very warm. It's a tavern.
God, we've been on social media forever. Probably aggressively as of 2020. Astro, there's a video on photo reference and where Scott gets his photo reference.
Yeah, and there's a link on our website.
Yep, to all the photo reference things. I have noticed, and Autumn Rain says this, I've noticed James Gurney is highly revered in the art world. Can you explain why?
He's extremely talented. I mean, really just, if you really just want to be blown away, watch James Gurney just paint the most mundane scenes at a grocery store or, tire store or something like that, getting his tires rotated. And he just paints these just amazing, amazing little gouache scenes. And it's incredible. I want to be James Gurney when I grow up.
You're funny. Oh, Thubin says, I am a pediatric nurse at the emergency in France. I usually draw little doodles on bandages or casts.
Oh,
I love that.
that's great.
I love that. That's awesome. Wow, it looks so good. I've been following the post-stream vids because of the different time zones. Got lucky this time. Thank you, Scott, for inspiring me to create my OC elf.
Oh, that's great.
X Lone Star. Let's see. What is the name of the creature that you are currently inking?
The one I'm currently penciling is a kobold.
Why is this painting named The Guild?
I just like the name. It's a guild is like a group, like a band of adventurers, and so it just seemed like a cool name.
Do you think you would ever draw a comic book again?
I had a call with an agency last week, and we talked about it. We talked about, possibly me getting back into comics or something like that. I'm not that interested in it. It would really have to be something that a publisher really wanted me to do. And, because to paint a page a day is a huge endeavor. Especially for me, because I would have to get photo reference for everything, and it's just not really. I don't think I'm built for something like that.
Let's see. Zeke. Hello, everyone. This is my first time commenting in the live, but I want to say thank you, Scott, for inspiring me to keep making art and exploring different aspects and mediums in art.
That's fantastic. Thank you. It's very nice to meet you.
Ye says, I really love your Venice sketchbook.
Oh, thanks.
Selma. My brother turns 20 soon, and he wants to celebrate by eating dinner in a restaurant. Dining out is unbearable for me, but I still want to celebrate. What should I do?
For me, I don't know what makes it unbearable for you, but for me, it is the sensory overload. So the sounds, the smells, mostly those two, I can get rid of the sounds by noise canceling headphones. And that really helps me. Smells, you really can't do much about. But I say do that. Get, either get earplugs or noise canceling headphones or something, and just do that. And the other thing you can do, if possible, is have your own transportation home. Whether it is someone else who will take you home when you have reached your limit, so at least you went, you did it, and then have an out. The other thing that really helps me too is bringing a sketchbook. I can listen to the conversation. I could be a part of the conversation and have my head down and working on my sketchbook.
But the people you're with have to understand, and I don't know if you've explained it to them, but they have to understand how uncomfortable it is for you, so that they do not feel like you are ignoring them, and rather that you are mitigating things that are difficult for you. So that should also be a conversation, because for a lot of years, before we knew what Scott needed, it was always, why can't you just talk with everybody at the dinner table? Why can't you, those types of things. If a conversation would have been had we known to have that conversation, it would have been a different situation. Now we go into a restaurant and I look for the table that's far away from, say, a music speaker or, a big group of people. I'm like, can we sit over there where it's a little quieter and, whatever. You just need to be upfront about what you need.
Yeah.
And I think if...
And knowing your needs takes... you need to go and put yourself out there and figure out what your needs are. You can't expect other people to know.
And they won't ask, because they assume that you're just like, we'll go somewhere and I can tune everything out. Scott will hear everything. So there's no possible way for me to know what's going on in his head. So you have to know what you need, and you have to know what's difficult for you. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the flow of this tale right.
Bitty Buggy says, quiet corner seats, my beloved and autistic person. It doesn't take a lot. It just doesn't. It's just the little things of knowing what your partner, what your person needs, what your family needs. And they should want you to be comfortable too. Talisha says, it will be awkward to leave her friend because she is my best friend's sister, and my mom will probably be mad because she was mad when I wasn't friends with another person that was toxic.
I don't know why your mom would get mad, but...
because I would have been in that situation.
What do you mean?
My mom would have been mad.
I know, but...
You have no frame of reference for that.
That's why I literally said the words... I don't know why your mom would have been mad.
Explain to them that it's a toxic situation and it's not healthy for you to be in that situation.
You have the right to protect yourself. You do not have to be in a situation with people that make your life in any way worse. The end.
You don't have to. You don't have to be with people who are toxic because someone wants you to be.
Yeah.
That person no longer has your best interest at heart. And I hate to say this because I am a mother, even if it's your mother. She doesn't get to tell you that you have to sit there and tolerate a toxic person. That's just not right. Della Daisy asks, what's your response to, can you draw me? Oh my God, how many times have we heard that?
My answer is always yes, I can. It's the will you is the part that is usually the answer they don't like. But yeah, I could totally draw you.
Let's see. Catalina It's their birthday today. First day of being 55 years old. I'm going to paint outside in my neighborhood today.
Welcome to 55.
Good for you. Good for you.
You're just a few months behind me and a few months ahead of Donna.
That is correct. You're kind of sandwiched right in the middle between us. How would you recommend to someone who isn't in the U.S. to break into the comic making industry?
Well, I know France has a huge comic industry. You could look at that, but you don't need to be in any particular, location to be in comics.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what a Therian is?
Yes, this one right here. Can you guys see that one?
Nope, you got to pull it down just a little bit. There you go.
Therian.
Excellent. Now please push it back up so we can see you draw. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, that's a good suggestion too. This other person says, look at the menu ahead of time and be prepared for what kind of food they're going to serve and where you're going. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Shelby says, I had a teacher that never understood why I would sketch in her class while she spoke. She would often get upset with me, but later she realized I did it to focus.
As long as she eventually
came around. Yeah. I think a lot of times with people who have ADHD or autism, and this is just my observation, okay, in my life, my personal observation, and mostly with Scott, it is not articulated what people need in certain situations. And there is no way for someone else to know, this helps me focus when I doodle. Yeah. This makes me uncomfortable when I sit here.
Self-advocacy is the key right there. You need to be an advocate for yourself. And to do that, you need to know what you need.
Yes.
And whether that is through therapy or through experience or whatever, but
observation.
You need to be able to say, I need this. I am at 55 just learning self-advocacy, and it's tough, because I'm doing this with family members who, maybe only see me once a year, if that. And they're like, well, you didn't have autism last time I saw you,
Yeah.
And it is just like, well, yeah, I did. I just didn't know how to, some of you have heard this story before, but, I was golfing with my cousins a couple years ago, and it started to rain. And they were just having a great time in the rain, and I was miserable. And I've never minded the rain, but I was soaked, and all I could feel was the water running down my back. All I could feel was just my shoes sloshing around, and every sensory issue. And I just was miserable.
Yeah.
And they didn't know why. And honestly, I didn't know why.
Yeah.
This was before my... so I guess it was 3 years ago. This was before my autism diagnosis.
Yeah.
And so when I talked to my cousins about it, and they go, well, I don't understand you. And I go, remember this time? And I explain, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, that was this. And they're like, oh. And then I'll bring up other times. Remember this time I did this, and this time I did this. And remember how I used to do this when I was a little kid? And oh, yeah. I'm like, autism. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they get it. But you have to, going back to the point was self-advocacy. You have to be able to know what situations are going to be harmful, whatever. But, I have to go to do things that are difficult. I had to go to my father's funeral. I have to go get on an airplane. And so sometimes we have to go and do things that we know won't be easy for us. What can we do to make it better? And the only way we'll know is by putting ourselves into those situations and knowing, okay, let's try this today. Sometimes it's just going to lunch with people and or having I don't like coffee, but as they say, go to coffee with people. You need to do that until you can figure out what it is that will make your life better.
Scott's been very good at doing that. He's been to lunch with several friends and he tried to tough it out on several occasions. And he would come home and say, it was just so loud. And I said, why didn't you bring your headphones? And I think instead of saying to them, this is difficult for me, he tried to tough it out. And that doesn't help anybody because everyone can see on his face that he's completely miserable. And they know that you don't want to be there. So knowing what you need and having people around you that are supportive of you, that are like, dude, whatever you need is fine. Put your headphones on, do this, do that, and yes, everything's an adjustment. So if we go out to dinner and it's really loud, we now adjust. We try to go in between times. Like we try to go in between lunch and dinner where it's really quiet. And then he doesn't have to wear headphones. He can talk a little more to me because if he puts headphones on, then it's hard for him to hear me. So you learn how to do things. You learn how to mitigate so everybody's happy, but especially so the person that you're with isn't miserable.
Yeah.
Because you don't want people that you care about to be miserable, Art with Me says, hey, I wanted to ask what to do when nothing's working. Like I am making art right now on my page tour while erasing and my brush broke and colors mixed and nothing is working and it's very frustrating.
Move on to the next one. I hate days like that, and it happens, and you just count it as a loss and move on to the next one. Don't overwork something that just doesn't want to be worked. Sometimes there's just pieces that just don't want to be made.
Yeah. Selma says, thanks for the advice. My family is very understandable of my sensory issues and they are very okay with me not coming with. I especially like the advice on having your own ride home.
My pleasure.
And Lania says, Vicks Vapor Rub can help with smells if you put it under your nose, but it will alter how the food tastes. But if you're out and it stinks, it can help.
Yeah. I love the smell of Vicks Vapor Rub.
Maybe we need a little jar in my purse just in case.
Yeah. I haven't been to places that have been so horrible, other than like that time we went to that Mexican restaurant and it smelled like sewage. But
that's because we were sitting outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good to know that would help.
Yeah.
Zipperon Disney says, hey, I'm a fantasy map maker on YouTube. Love your content.
Oh, fantastic.
Hi from England.
Hello.
I'm so scared right now. Toffee, why are you scared?
Yeah.
Artsy Megs on Etsy says, yeah, I discovered my autism and ADHD when I realized that I could no longer mask anymore. I can't hide my distress. It's very exhausting to pretend that you're okay.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Heart with Me says, the one with the paper ripped, but it's a very expensive paper.
I know, but you got to let it go.
Della Daisy asks, when you're wearing noise canceling headphones, do you have music playing or just have the canceling on?
Just the canceling on. You can play music if that works for you. Just me personally, I don't want more noise.
This is where you have to go out and try things to see what works for you.
Yeah.
You have to try things. We do have the loop earplugs and they don't do enough for Scott.
Yeah, it's more so when I put in ear headphones. Mm-hmm. All I can hear is my own breathing and my heartbeat and every step that I take if I'm walking. It creates more noise than it removes.
Mm-hmm. Bethany says, to be fair, Scott was the only one of the three of us that could smell the sewage. He has an incredible sense of smell. He does. He does. I do jump around in the chat sometimes. Sometimes the chat itself will jump. And so I do jump around in the chat. So that's why the mods are here to keep us on task and answer questions that I may miss because the chat just jumps. The guild is not vertical. It is a horizontal piece because there are 37 of them, and there's no way that could be a vertical piece.
Zoom out for them?
Yeah, why don't you zoom out for now?
You can do it.
I'll do it. Yes, sorry. Let me, hold on a second. 1 second. Field of view. There you go. Move it a little bit to the left towards me. There you go. It's going to go all the way to the end of the page. Can you see? We cannot see it. It's very, very faint. But on the very, very right side. We can see the whole page.
Okay.
But the characters are very faint.
Yeah, that's fine. So you can see I'm almost at the halfway point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been wanting to do this. I just love all the different kind of characters and think of all of their personalities and everything. And I think it's just wonderful. So, and I just think there'll be like I said, maybe about this tall, I don't know, but there'll be a tavern. So you might see other figures in the background and some windows and some rafters and some beams and whatnot. But for the most part, these ones are going to be the main focus.
Autumn says, my sister is toxic, but she has my nieces. I choose to put up with her because I love the kids. Hard relationship. You know what? Bravo to you for giving them someone who is not difficult in their life, but who just loves them. Because let me tell you, being an aunt's awesome, and you will have an impact on the kids in a positive way just for simply loving them. Have you ever thought about making a video of how to paint or draw landscapes or just backgrounds in general?
I did one on like perspective. It was a short, but I don't consider myself an expert on anything, but it's not really my, like I'd always rather do people than places, but I might do that one day.
Hitomi says they have done studies that doodling is one of the best ways to focus and retain information.
Really?
Artsy Meg says some people believe that autistic and ADHD traits can be fixed or cured if somebody goes to counseling or takes a pill, which is still important to do. You know what? Every person who has autism or ADHD or any other type of neurodivergent situation going on with them needs to be treated individually. There is not a one size fits all kind of a situation, and I don't think there is with anybody in the world. And
there are people who say I like my neurodiversity. I don't want to be changed. I don't want to be fixed. And there are other people who say if I could get rid of this, I would.
Yes.
And I think both are right. Whatever is best for you.
Yeah. You're the only one that's living in your skin.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's you. And you get to live your life the way that you want to live it. Stefnerd says, I have used my loops so much in the last few months. Living with a very extroverted person makes them a must. Oh, gosh. Where did you get the idea for this piece?
It was actually, if you look at the Dragon and Centaur video, the guild was one of the options. Here, let me show you. Where's my sketch here?
Love from Pakistan.
Oh, well, hugs from the Hobbit hole. Can you guys see this okay?
We can indeed.
So the Gothic vampire came from this piece. We had found a photo. I had found a photo reference, and I was showing. We were coming up with different ideas, and we wound up picking that one. This turned into the Dragon and Centaur. So this was just a photo I found, and then that character later became a centaur, which I flipped over there. As I was working out the Dragon and Centaur piece, And you can see a lot of the same photo references, are there. This was the first sketch I did for the guild. So I was like, I had all this really good photo reference, and so I thought, this is centaur. This was a halfling, like a falconer, an enchantress, and a fawn. And then I had this big dragon back behind there. And that's where the guild came in. So I had the guild, the hunters, the companion, and the alliance. I painted the alliance. That's the dragon and centaur piece. And then nothing else on that. But that's where it came from. And I just said, well, I've already done a dragon. I don't want to do another dragon. So I just decided, well, what if instead of four or five characters, it's like 30 characters. I didn't have a number in mind. I just thought, let me just see. Oh, let me give scales to...
A lot of people have problems with textures and other things. See, with the things that I'm seeing in the chat here, everybody is different. And some of you want to take medicine to mitigate certain things, and some of you don't. And that's okay. That is okay. Almost everyone in the painting is facing to their left. Are those on the other side going to be facing the right?
I don't know. Facing the left. This one's facing right. 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 Right. Towards us, left, right, a little bit left, a little bit right, right. So this one's looking this way, this one's looking that way. I'm not seeing it. I think it's just a mix, like somebody's turning their body to the left, somebody's turning their body to the right. But I definitely don't want it to be too uniform.
Daisy says, y'all are the grandparents everyone wishes they had.
Oh,
you're sweet. Rather not be considered a grandma at this point in my life, but I'll take it.
I'd rather be a virtual grandma than a real grandma right now, or grandpa.
Let's see. Biddy Buggy says, there's no cure for neurodivergency. We are not sick. We may have some bothersome symptoms, some detrimental, but we manage those symptoms just as a neurotypical manages stress. We are not broken. No, you're not.
No.
And I don't even like the word, a lot of people use the word normal. I don't think there's one person I've met in this world that's quote unquote normal, I mean, I just think everybody needs to be a little bit more understanding, a little bit kinder to everybody else. And when a friend or your partner or somebody says, I'm having a hard time with this, listen and help them in however you can. That's what we're supposed to do. We're doing this life together,
Well, I think we're done with this.
We are, because it's 10:28.
Nice.
Are you going to add some kind of brutish, imposing figure to this piece? That would be really cool.
I think the Therian is pretty imposing, but I don't know. It's a guild, so you definitely don't want any villainous looking character, because they got to get along. We don't want someone who's going to eat the halflings or anything like that. So
eat the halflings. I am the best aunt in all the world. You know why? Because I get to love up on nieces and nephews, and then I get to not be responsible. That's the best part about being an aunt. Love it. Sugar them up, spoil them rotten, send them home. All right. So I think since Scott is now noodling, we're going to let you guys go.
Yeah.
And are we going to do the guild on Friday again? What do you
So
think?
long as you guys are okay with it, I'm going to keep working on it. If at some point you're like, no, I'm bored, do the 70s or something, then
Yeah.
I'll do the 70s. But I like to finish one thing and then move on to the next thing. So for me, I like having something to do each time we go live, and I could still answer all of the questions. We could talk about stuff, but if you guys are missing me paint or missing me work on something, just let me know.
Yeah, just put a comment when this goes live and put a comment up and let him know. But hope you guys are enjoying it. Scott's having a good time with it. He's been down here for days just inking and inking. I don't even see him anymore. He just inks. Comes back up. I did 2 more characters. He's all excited. It's pretty funny. So, but we will see you guys on Friday. And be nice to each other out there, guys.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. And we are sending out lots of love and hugs from the Hobbit Hole. And we will see you on Friday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.